Today we will look at 5 cases from my home county, Cheshire, where 4 people have remained unidentified for a number of years. With the power of social media, we can give these people their names back. We can give closure to their families and hopefully bring peace to those who loved them. Here are 4 unsolved John Doe cases from Cheshire. Case number 07-029060. Twemlow Green near Holmes Chapel. On the 6th of June 2005, a man's body was discovered by a member of the public. Not much information has been released on how he seemed to arrive in Twemlow Green, but he was spoken to 5 days prior to being discovered. It is believed he passed away on the same day until he was discovered. He may have spoken in a foreign accent, but which one has never been confirmed. He seemed to be uncared for, or at least very vulnerable, enough for this to alert a member of the public. He is described as white European, between 55 and 65 years old. He was 5 feet 8 inches tall. He had brown eyes. He had collar-length auburn hair that was graying. He was of slim build. And he had a full beard, but it is not indicated what color this was. He also had a number of tattoos, including a Native American female with a banner around her head on his right arm. It is unknown if this has a name. Another tattoo he had was of a Chinese or Japanese dragon on his left arm. He had a scar on his right leg and hip that was around 18 centimeters long, but his autopsy shows this wasn't because of a hip replacement. There was also another peculiarity on his foot, but there have been no details released on what this might be and on which foot it was. He was wearing a pair of green trousers, but the style, make, and size have been left unrecorded. He also wore a grey cardigan, but no other items of clothing or possessions were recovered. This man didn't seem like he was dressed like a typical homeless man, so I don't think this is the case. It really does sound to me like he was vulnerable and had wandered off from somewhere, but where this remained a mystery. It has been nearly 18 years since he was discovered and no further clues have surfaced. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Written on it. Case number 06-025946. Waverton, Chester. Nearly 30 years this August, an unidentified man was hit by the Crewe to Chester train at 10:25 p.m. on the 26th of August 1993. His body was recovered from the area of Waverton, approximately 3 miles from Chester. The unknown male is described as white European, between 30 and 40 years old. He stood between 5 feet 5 inches to 5 feet 7 inches tall. He had a full beard, short brown hair, and was of medium build. The unidentified man had a tattoo on his left hand with the word Sunny Jim. He wore a number of items of clothing, including a black parka jacket from CNA, a black hooded tracksuit jumper from Marks & Spencer, a pair of black tracksuit bottoms from Marks & Spencer with a 30 to 35 inch waist, a pair of black Adidas tracksuit bottoms with a 30 to 35 inch waist, a blue Peter Storm cagoule, a pair of black trainers in a size 8 with Jake on them. It is unknown if this is the make of the shoe or the retailer's brand. There is a company called Jake's Shoes that sells unique shoes and trainers that you would not normally find on the high street. The company has been running since 1975. Unfortunately, we cannot identify if the trainers the unknown man wore were from the retailer's Jake's Shoes. He had a navy blue rucksack with some words inscribed on it. This seems to be in French. The words were "Elle Assurance, Malade, Arage." He had a blue bum bag, a Silvertone mouth organ, a magnifying glass, a Walkman radio cassette player. These were small devices you could listen to the radio on and your cassette tapes normally with a pair of headphones. These were very popular during this time and tens of thousands were sold across the UK. He also had a set of 3 keys. Case number 06-024289. River D. Chester. It was the 24th of August, 1984 when locals spotted a man dipping his head in and out of the River Dee in Chester at around 6:45 p.m. Sometime later his body was discovered and he was pronounced dead. The unknown male is described as white European, between 65 and 75 years old. He was 5 feet 10 inches tall, with hazel-colored eyes, short grey hair, and he was of thin build. His ears had some kind of peculiarity, but it is uncertain what this is. He was also lacking his lower teeth. We know he was a smoker, and a packet of number 6 JP cigarettes was found with him. He wore a number of items of clothing including a two-piece black suit with braces, a white shirt, a black pattern tie, and a pair of black shoes. He also had £9 and 46 pence in cash. On the 11th of September, 1983, a man's body was found on the banks of the River Mersey close to the port where it joins the Manchester Ship Canal. He is estimated to have died approximately 12 days prior to being found. The unknown male is described as white European, between 40 and 60 years old. He was 5 feet 8 inches tall, with grey receding hair, and he was of stocky build. He had small, well-looked-after hands, and his 2 front teeth were smaller than the rest. The only clothing recorded to have been found with him was a red tie and a pair of blue and grey patterned socks. If you recognize any of the John Does mentioned in this video, please contact the Missing Persons Unit with any information you have. Alternatively, you can report any information you have to your local police force. Even if you don't know their names but recognize them from a certain area, this is still valuable information. You can even report any information you have to Crime Stoppers anonymously by calling 0800 555 111 or via the Crime Stoppers website. All the information you need to report this will be in the description on this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that bell notification for more content. Thank you.